It says, you anoint my head with oil. What does that signify? That seems quite strange to us, but when you read the Old Testament and think specifically of David's life, when was David anointed on his head with oil? When Samuel came and anointed David as king over Israel. It signifies God's designated purpose. God has a purpose for David, and that's what David is relying on here. In these adverse conditions, when he's run out of Jerusalem by his own son Absalom, and he finds himself playing the part of a madman with the Philistines, what does David still have? He still has the Lord's favor, and he still has the Lord's purpose on his life. He still has the Lord's purpose on his life. The Lord has set David apart for himself. And the fact is this, if the Lord is your shepherd, you have a purpose for your life. God has a purpose for your life. God has a reason for you to live. God has tasks for you to carry out in his name. He has a path of righteousness for you to walk down. He has a purpose for you. You will never be living a purposeless life, though you might at times live a disobedient life. And that's why you feel miserable. It's because you're not obeying the Lord and living out the purpose for which he called you. That's where misery comes in the believer's life. The Lord has a purpose for you even in adverse conditions. The Lord can also give prosperity in adverse conditions. He says, you prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil, and my cup overflows. I think David could say, along with the Apostle Paul in Romans chapter 8:28, we know that for those who love God, all things work together for good. For those who are called according to his purpose.